Hey, you new to DayZ? Or if you're just a seasoned veteran looking to get a refresher? Well, here are some tips and tricks you might need to improve yourself in the game. So, let's get started. First, we have navigation. If you're in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere, look for signs of civilization such as roads, railroads, or power lines. Following them will eventually lead you to a town. If you really need to find a town, use high voltage power lines, which can lead you to a town eventually. You can also use hiking trails, since most hiking trails often have a map pointing out your direct location. You can also use high vantage points like a hill to scan for buildings, but do not expect to find a metropolis at the top of a mountain either. Signs across Chinaris and many other maps. There are many road signs indicating the direction and distance to towns from where the sign is located. If you're unsure where you are, simply type the name of the town into a tool called Izurvive, which I will link in the description. Railroads. If you follow rail lines, you will surely find a train station, often with the name of the town plastered right on top, and the town itself. It can also prove a point of reference to the coast. Amongst the railroads, you can also find dynamic train spawns, which can be civilian and military spawning high-tier loot. Power lines. If you follow them, you will eventually come across a town. The entirety of Chinaris is covered by them, so you would not have any issues about finding them. As I mentioned before, you can use external tools like Izurvive, which offers a detailed map of Chinaris, Livonia, and even modern maps. With the tool, you can see loot spawns, loot tier map, dynamic events like heli crashes and military convoys, and dynamic train spawns, as I mentioned before. Now let's move on to general tips. Loot selectivity. Given the scarcity of resources in DayZ, new players can be tempted to collect every single item they come across. This mindset results in a cluttered inventory of non-essential items, so carrying more items can lead to lower stamina. So for more organized approach, players should loot with specific goals in mind, so carry building supplies if you are intending of building a base. Stay hydrated, but choose your water wisely. DayZ demands the players to stay hydrated, yet they should think twice before drinking from whatever water source they come across. The public water pumps found in cities or towns are the only reliable source of clean water in DayZ, as all other risk infecting the player with cholera if not adamantly treated. Players should empty any water bottles they loot from containers found on the ground, or even loot them from other players, or purify the unclean water with chlorine tablets to avoid consuming harmful pathogens, which you can find the chlorine tablets at hunting location, hospitals, or military hospitals. Stealth and evasion tactics. Stealth is an art, and in DayZ, it's often your best weapon. Understand the noise you make, stay low, use the environment for cover. Whether you're evading a player or sneaking past zombies, a solid grasp of stealth mechanics can mean the difference between life and death. One big mistake players do is building fires inside houses, which can blow smoke out of this chimney and make it very visible for other players. I recommend building inside the sheds that you can find behind houses. Choosing your weapons. Understanding the strengths and weaknesses of different weapons is key in DayZ. Each weapon serves a specific purpose. For instance, shotguns excel in close range encounters but lack effectiveness at long distances. On the contrary, sniper rifles are ideal for engaging targets from afar, but can be cumbersome in tight spaces. Assault rifles, they're for mid-rangers to even close-range combat. They are the most popular as the M4 or the AK Young, which are the Tier 4 variants of the assault rifles. Additionally, consider the ammunition compatible with your weapon. Certain ammo types prove more effective against specific enemies, such as armor-piercing rounds for heavily armed players. Avoid using light, flashlights, glow sticks, fires, and etc. Sure, they can help you see better, but they also help people see you. Food fishing is a great way to get food, since it only requires an improvised fishing rod, a improvised hook, and a worm which you can find from the ground. All you need to start fishing is basically a knife, and that's it. But to make your fishing rod, you will need to find rope and a long stick. Combine these items to craft a makeshift fishing rod. Add a hook and you're good to go. If you don't have a fishing hook, you can craft them from sticks or bones. You can also make a fishing trap, which is a passive way of fishing. Take care of your weapon, as a jam can mean life or death in a threatening situation. You can always clean your gun and suppressors with a gun cleaning kit, which you can find at military or hunting locations. And the last thing to remember is, if it looks like a trap, it most definitely is a trap. Mostly, if you find random backpacks full of loot laying around, it's a sign that the player was there, or even is watching the backpack waiting for a unsuspecting survivor. Go and check it out. That would be all. See you next time.